Good morning, YouTubadors and YouTubians. It's 11 o'clock in the morning here. I went to town. They had a big meat sale, so I got me some pork chops I'm going to cook up later. Today I need to get out there and do some burning. I've got stuff piled up. I'm going to load up both fire pits and get them going. I got to get that stuff cleared up. And the ground's wet. There's no wind. Perfect day for it. So I'll get out there and get busy. I'll try to get some filming of that. Not that that's that interesting, but there's going to be some pretty big fires, I guess. All the stuff I got out there, if I can get it to start. I appreciate everybody that is subscribed to the new channel. That's something, like I say, a couple videos a week on there. And that's got hair in my coffee. Can't have that. And that's going to be it on that. The rest of the stuff I'm going to focus on this channel. But I appreciate y'all doing that. Got 300 subscribers already. 700 more. Get 1,000. Oh, it's good. I discovered something I like better now. I mixed up some chocolate milk. Instead of putting milk in here, I put chocolate milk. Gives it that little chocolatey flavor. Not real bad, but it's good. Speaking of chocolate milk, Drew, I went and checked. I was going to buy some this morning. They just still don't have any. You can't plan a meal anymore today because one of the ingredients they're probably going to be out of. I wanted to make pork chops in the electric skillet like I do with the cream of mushroom soup. I got the mushrooms, I got everything, went to the soup aisle, no cream of mushroom soup. Not one. So I got cream of celery. I like that soup. It'll still be good. But like I said before, you have to modify recipes nowadays because you're not going to get everything. But we only have one choice in town, one store, so we're at their mercy. Unless you want to drive 50 miles and go somewhere else. Rooster, she's out there meckle pecking. That's what I call that, meckle pecking. And she goes, mip, mip, mip. I got names for all the things they do. They got muffle puffing. That's where you see, when you got a group of dogs and they'll all do this, if they think they see something, one dog goes, mah, mah. Then all the others are on alert, but they're not barking yet. They're all on alert. They're looking around. And the one who muffle puffed has to verify that they saw something by going into a hard bark. And that's where they go, woo, and then they all just ignite, and then there better be something. But that one that did it's going to have to keep barking like it's there, but the others can't see it. So if you're going to muffle puff, you better verify that there's really something there to bark at. And then there's snorkel pocking. Snorkel pocking is when I let Rooster in and she knows I've been cooking. And she comes into the kitchen and is looking for something on the floor that might have fell. That is called snorkel pocking. No, I'm wrong. That's snarfle gating. Snorkel pocking is where they're getting down to the last bit of food in their bowl, and then they make, Lily does it. They make this noise and they lick everything in the bowl. She's making a real loud licking noise. That's snorkel pocking. Snarfle gating is when she comes in the kitchen looking for scraps. I got all kinds of weird names that I made up by watching their behaviors. Yeah, they're never a dull moment with dogs. So I'm gonna get out there and burn today. I'll show you what that Chinese privet that I burned up looks like. I didn't get it all. I'm gonna have to do it again, but it's good enough where I think I can find which way the roots are running and get rid of it. I cut that down every year, but I haven't pulled all the roots out. And unless you do that, it's just gonna come back. I want to get that part of the property cleared for good. I don't know if there's any. It's really not a lot I can do there. There's so many rocks. I'll show you how many rocks I got over there. There's just literally piles of them. Kind of like where Jeff's clearing out now. There's just so many rocks, it's going to take years to move them all, unless you get about 50 people out there. And, it's just a mountainous area, and that's what this land is made of. And for, a lot of years, people, they call it junk land or whatever, but they were too lazy to clear it. You know, like all the people that have lived in this house before me, they didn't do anything here. They let everything grow up. It's a beautiful piece of land. It is now. And when I moved here, you couldn't see nothing. It was just surrounded by that Chinese privet. I mean, there was a wall 20 feet high in the back. You couldn't see those mountains back there at all. And I cleared all that by hand over about 6 months a few years ago. And it's really made a difference. But most people, you know, you'll see a lot of people here living on a little piece of land, and all their grown kids have travel trailers pulled in there. They won't leave home. There's a mindset in a lot of small towns that you have to stay in your small town. If you can't find work, get out of town. Go somewhere. They just don't have drive to do that. So you're going to live with your parents on their land in a travel trailer for the rest of your life. That's no way to, you know, I don't feel sorry for anybody like that. I mean, there's one down the road, there's got to be 4 travel trailers, and all them kids are over 30 years old. You know, at some point you got to kick them out or something. I let them do what they want, but you see that more and more now. That's very common, and if you enable your kids and just keep taking care of them till they're in their 30s, you know, if they're perfectly normal kids and you're doing this, you're hurting them more than you're helping them, because they don't have any drive to do anything. They don't have a reason, especially if you're cooking and feeding them. The one or two times I did have to come back home after school, and it wasn't for very long, I got charged rent. You know, I had to pay rent, so I didn't stay very long. You know, you can go, there's many other cities, especially now. There is a lot of jobs out there, so there's no excuse. Even in this town, there's jobs. There's no excuse for young people that need to sit there and mooch off their parents. And it's just as much the parents' fault. That's just my opinion. You didn't see that 50, 60 years ago, I'm sure. I couldn't wait to, you know, I joined the military at 17. I couldn't wait to get out of the house. And I'm glad I did. You know, my father or mother wouldn't have put up with us there any longer than 18. And that's the way they were raised, and their grandparents raised, and so on and so forth. But it ain't that way no more. How'd I get off on this rant? Oh well, needs to be said. But anyway, we'll keep this, we'll end this here. Let me get out and do some burning. I've already peeled off my jacket. Now I'm sure the sweatshirt's gonna be a nice weekend, nice weather here. So I'm gonna take advantage of that and get this burning done, because it's piled up. I'm just afraid to burn when the ground's dry, especially in October. You know, it's really dry. We didn't have any rain. I've seen how fast a fire could get started here. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you subscribing to that channel. I won't mention it too many more times on here. Just trying to get it rolling. And hope everybody has a good weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Happy trails.